Hello dreamers, it's Kayla King and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new, welcome. Today I'm excited to dive right into the nitty-gritty of Preptober, and I understand I basically waited till the last minute. This is the last week of October and the last week to get prepped before NaNoWriMo starts on November 1st, 2022. Now before you start saying, Kayla, why did you procrastinate? Why did you wait until the last week of the month? I did just want to preface this by saying I was not planning on doing NaNoWriMo this year. I actually haven't done it since 2018. However, I couldn't think of anything better to motivate me and help me get through the last of my line edits to prepare to re-enter the query trenches in March of 2023. Now, before I do anything else, I am going to go to the NaNoWriMo website and I am going to add my project. I am working on my WIP Dreamcatchers. I'm considering this more of a rebel Rimo situation because I'm not trying to write 50,000 words of a new manuscript. I am hoping to cut 27,000 words from my current book to get that word count to 95,000 words before I do query. I've already cut 50,000 words from this manuscript. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to know more about how I was able to cut so many words from the previous draft of this manuscript.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
keeping my profile on public, but if you'd like to be friends on NaNoWriMo, go ahead and send me a request. For day one of Preptober, I am going to be looking at creating a writing schedule for November and creating some kind of chapter tracker in my editing notebook, so that way I'm able to see how much progress I've made and how many chapters I still have to go. During this initial planning, I will also be looking at some of the older printed versions of my manuscript to see if there's any important or useful notes that I can pull out to add into this overall plan for the month of November. On day two, I'm going to push this organization a little bit further, and I'm going to go through and look at my Trello board and add any applicable chapter outlines that I've already written into these cards. So I'll walk you through that process and how I've laid out my editing board on Trello. Next up, I will be updating my book Bible website. You heard me right, I have a website that I house my book Bible on. I have always been someone that's loved binders and printed paper and tab dividers, but ultimately the best thing for my sanity and for the sake of this series was to move everything to a free Google website. It is private, so nobody else is able to see it. But for myself, it's so much easier to keep all of the information there, so that way if I ever need to go back and look at anything, it's right at my fingertips. After that, I am going to be developing writing warm-ups, one for each day of the month of November, and I'm going to start each and every writing session with these warm-ups. It's only going to be about 10 minutes, but I think having something tangible to start my writing sessions off is really going to help me get in the zone, and honestly, it's going to make sure that I don't have any excuses when it comes down to putting words on the page. I already have a loose idea of what I might want to do for these warm-ups, but creating ones for every single day and then pulling them at random, I think is going to be super helpful as I get back into the habit of writing every day and following along with NaNoWriMo. And last but most certainly not least, I am going to look at some kind of reward system for meeting my benchmarks, as well as figuring out what kind of snacks I am going to need out in my writing studio for when November starts. Now, it's a little bit different this time around going into NaNoWriMo because the last time I did it, I was actually working at a country club as a server, so I had much more flexibility in my schedule. Currently, I do work a full-time job, and that takes up a lot of my day, and really what I've been struggling with the last few months is creating a writing schedule that works for me, because oftentimes after staring at a computer for 8 hours, the last thing I want to do at night is return to my laptop. It doesn't matter how much I love my novel or my characters. Ultimately, if I'm mentally exhausted at the end of the day, whatever I'm writing isn't going to be good, and it's just painful to try to do so. I am really going to try to figure out a schedule from week to week that is going to work with my events and my social calendar, as well as my energy level. This is something that I've really been conscious of since I had a little bit of a health scare in April of this year, and making sure that I am prioritizing my mental health, my physical well-being, and my overall balance as far as work, life, and writing is something that's really important to me. So knowing that I am going to have these benchmarks and just making sure that every step of the way I know what's going on and I'm being cognizant of how much time and energy I have is going to be key to winning NaNoWriMo 2022. Are you planning on participating in NaNoWriMo this year? Let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to take you along on this journey as I continue to work on my WIP and prepare to re-enter the query trenches in 2023. As always, thank you so much for your support and for following me along on this writing journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, no matter where the day takes you, dream big.